Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Backpack Training Room for Thursday, April 24th, 2025. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not financial advice. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. All right, the only session today, so do away with the disclosure. Crude, getting it done. That trade is too early. This one is 42 seconds after our start time. Plenty of time to get in it. He gets target 1 for 20 ticks and comes back, stops out on the trailing stop at the break-even stop for 1 tick. 21 ticks net, 1 and done. Unleaded. Not quite as straightforward. Picks up a long trade, 901.21. That just misses money management. Comes back, get a stop and reverse short at 884, 889. 4 tick adjustment puts it at 85. Key level brings it to 84. So that is 22 tick risk of loss, 44 tick loss total. That goes down to targets 1 and 2. Target 1 traders pick up 41. So that leaves you 3 ticks negative. Target 2 traders pick up 67, leaving you plus 23. And we trail down to 852 from 884 is another 32 ticks. So 55 ticks for target 2 traders, 29 ticks for target 1 traders, and 2 and done. We'll bring up the micro NQ. See if I need to, yeah, I figured I probably needed to mark up a new trade there. Things have been fairly active this morning. Micro Russell is flat. YM is flat. Soybeans has a get in sync short. And the pound Aussie is in a short. 842.18 for the setup. That's hit the entry a couple of times. Meandering about at the moment. Market open in less than 2 minutes. About minute 5. And the YM has a get in sync long now. All right, market is open, and we get a quick short on the YM that's too fast. We get a couple of quick bars, still That would be a get in sync. That was too fast to execute, I'm sure, on the soybeans chart. Micro NQ is flat. We'll wait 4 minutes for our start time. We've got a short on the micro Russell. That's already hit money management. That was a 3-tick move. So that's going to be 25.5. And we are, in fact, our entry was 26.9, so we'll be at 26.8. Short from 26.8, trying to get down to target 3. I am picking up a long trade. Okay. We did get target on the micro Russell, micro NQ with a short trade now. Long trade didn't ever trigger. Micro NQ, I think, survived that by a tick. We got another target 3 and target 4 winner. Then we take the full loss on the micro Russell. So 2 wins and a loss. Short trade on, short trade on the micro, or not micro, on soybeans. Weren't able to get into that first trade. We did touch the entry on this one. Another short on the micro Russell. This will be trade number 4 already. 2 wins and a loss in the books. This is a large trade. Target is going to be target 2. Full stop out on, and a full stop out on both the micro NQ and the micro Russell, both transitioning to long. We did not hit money management, but I believe we hit the stop. That's going to be 27.5 for our money management level. Did we hit the stop? 24.2. Yep, we touched the stop, so that's a second full loss. And that's, actually, that's 1, 2, 3. That's a third full loss. That ends the session that quickly. Micro NQ. Actually, that one is going to be a loss. Then we go to short. So one loss. Start time kept us out of the other earlier ones. And there is a second full loss, or second loss. And we go long. And 2 trades in. We're long in this one. Micro Russell is done. Took 3 quick losses there. Money management on the Micro NQ. Soybeans moving forward. So that one was too fast. This one certainly wasn't too fast, and it gets target and a partial trailer. 25 on the target. 609 from 601, 8. Get 33 and one and done there. Pound Aussie taking some heat. Crude long trade. Pound Aussie stops out. Full loss on that trade. Full loss. Let's see. Two losses, break even, and a third loss. That's the end of the Micro NQ session. Soybeans picks up targets 1 and 2. This will be a one and done session for soybeans. 7 and 11 ticks. That's 18. 4.5 points in hand. We'll now look for target 3, just below the session low. And that'll be good for another 4 points. So our currently active charts are pound Aussie and soybeans. Waiting for the crude 10 a.m. mini session in about 20 minutes. Everything else is done already. Micro Russell and Micro NQ getting caught up in some noise, taking some quick losses, ending our session. And now, of course, Micro NQ has a successful trade, hitting target 2 and starting to trail. But we are not participating in, I would not be participating in that trade. That is outside of the trade plan. Target 3 on soybeans. So we're now 8.5 points positive. $425 on the 3 positions that have closed. And we have the trailing position yet. 1 tick in hand there. Five sessions complete. And the 6th in its final trade, in its power quitting trade, being soybeans. I need to do some work on pound Aussie. All right. Soybeans is short, trailing position only remaining. Trailer at 1052 flat. Pound Aussie is flat. Taking a full loss. How bad off? What do we got to get back? Okay, 20 tick risks, 20 pip risks, so times 5, we're down 100 pips. Gonna take some work. But certainly possible. $10 a.m. crude mini session in another 15 plus minutes. Soybeans kind of stalling out. after setting a new session low. Micro Q going off. Trailing nicely. Get all 4 targets on that. Trailer out beyond target 4 now. Found Aussie not again. Micro NQ still progressing higher. All 3 market indices headed upward. Micro NQ, Micro Russell both setting new session highs. YM pushing higher as well. Not setting new session highs as yet. Not far away. 39,794 is the session high. We're at 39,700 roughly. So we're about 100 points from the session high. Almost 100. All right. So soybean stop doesn't move. Micro NQ trade stops out on its trailer. Pound Aussie beginning a slight upward push. Crude seems to be consolidating a little bit. After some fairly good up and down movement. There's another down bar on soybeans after one coming all the way back to the opening of the bar that we hit target on. Now pushing back down to target, the original target 3. Under 9 minutes to our crude 10 a.m. mini session. Okay, crude stops out of the long trade. That's still in our 9 a.m. session, but not one we're participating in because we're already power quitting. 7.5 minutes. All right, stop will come down a couple of ticks on soybeans, close of this bar, down to 51.5. Not a lot to talk about right now. Soybeans is the only active trade. Currently active chart right now is pound Aussie. It is flat with no trades on there. Waiting another 5:40, 5 minutes 40 seconds for the 10 a.m. crude mini session. Soybean stop moves down, closes the bar up. Stop at 51.5. 3 ticks there on the excellent trailer so far. Okay, soybeans stock likely not moving on this bar. And looks like the YM is about to join our other two market indices. So, in touching the session high anyway. I don't see any overbought or oversold readings on the pound Aussie, so not likely to get anything any trades in any time real soon. It's going to take more bars because we're right at the price, right at all three moving averages right now, all three together. Trend strength is way down, minus 24.8. So we're not going very far, very fast. There's a potential trade, long trade on crude. Less than a minute to go to our session. That's a get in sync at this point. All right, we're in our 10 a.m. session. All right, crude is, well, no, crude is not long. No, actually, yeah, it pushed up and got us in and went back the other way. We should be in the trade. Well, that's right. We hit. That was a stop out, so that we could still take take a new short, and there it is on the pound Aussie. Soybeans still kind of going sideways. Crude kind of going sideways too. We're in the long on crude. 10 a.m. mini session. And we're in a short on soybeans. So all three active charts are in trades now. Short on the pound Aussie and soybeans. Long on crude. Looks like we need 200 to provide some support or bounce here on crude. And a full stop out on crude. Not a nice start to the session. I am pulling back to its 50 EMA. I'm setting a new session high. Micro NQ and Micro Russell both slightly off of their session highs. And soybean stops out at 51 and a half. So 3 ticks added to our 8.5 points, 9.25 points, 467.50 on the trade. So we have our crude mini session and pound Aussie remaining. Pound Aussie is done. Needing to trade on. We've got 2 more trades that we can take in this 10 a.m. mini session. How bad was that loss? That was a pretty fair sized trade. But yeah, 23, not extremely large. 23 tick risk, so we're down 46. Please do say hello in the chat. This is a good time for questions or discussion. Still oversold, so we can get a long on crude. And Aussie pushing down near money management. There's money. In fact, there's money management right now. So that trade will come to break even. Entry was 839, so we'll come to 838. Target is at 823. And that looks like target on the pound Aussie. 823. Yep, we're hitting on the nose, 823. So 16 pips in hand. Brings us down to -8, brings us back up to -84. We have 4 positions remaining. 3 targets and the trailer. 10 a.m. crude session not being very nice to us right now. Looks like we might get a short trade here off of the 20 SMA. A1, A3. Oh yeah, we're just one tick away on that first bar and getting even closer as it goes down. All right, we'll be looking for a setup at 59 at the moment. Unless we push higher here. It's still going to be 59. Now it's going to be higher than that. It's going to be 62. But we did not get exhaustion dots, so that's a moot point. No, actually, yeah, we did get exhaustion dots. We get up to here, 74, 64. Got as low as 63. I would say let's go at least 62. Make it push below that last swing. There it is, and I'm going to take 62. I would take 62. And we're in it. Money management's going to be 52. Because of the adjustment. Good morning, Ranjit. How are you doing this morning? This afternoon for you, I guess it is. So targets 2 and 3 because of the adjustment. Pound Aussie challenging the stop. We'll see if the balance line holds or not. Well, you know, that's, if you're going to start making money at it, yeah, you pretty well got to take it seriously. All right, crude was money management, even on the adjusted money management. So I took a 2-tick adjustment. So 16 and 23, 39 ticks, and we were down, what, 44? 46. So we'll be down 7 if we get both targets on this. And pound Aussie did stop out, so we pick up 4 additional pips. We're down 80 on 2 trades. Need 46. Oh, I absolutely start and concentrate on one market. The only reason I've got this, I'm showing 6 charts and we've got 7 that we regularly look at is so that people have different examples to look at. Not everybody wants to trade the same instrument. And I'm showing 3 different Backpack Trader strategies. There's also a 4th I'm not showing yet. I've got counterpunch on here, counterpunch on the soybeans chart, which was successful this morning. Spotlight for crude and crude unleaded, YM and the pound Aussie, and catapult for micro Russell and micro NQ. And there also is cloud control, which is Troy's newest strategy. And I'm trying to get at least one catapult chart. Very well, I may try to go ahead and put crude on catapult here before too terribly long. That's, to some extent, that depends on when you can trade. You know, you're in England, I believe, correct? Okay, this is an ideal time. Okay, this is what, about 5 p.m. your time? Scott, okay, United Kingdom. But yes, okay, so yeah, if you can't trade in England, I would suggest the DAX futures are actually not a bad market to trade there. Starting around 10 o'clock, your time would be a good time. That's right, basically your market open there. Yeah, so That's right. Yeah, you're about three in the afternoon. So 3 o'clock, three in the afternoon start. 10 a.m. crude mini session that I'm doing is not a bad place to start. That's about the only thing we've really tested at the 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central kind of time frame, which would be your 3 p.m. Greenwich Mean, would be the time zone that you're in. Or actually, it would be Greenwich daylight time at this point, I guess. But yeah, that's the only one that I'm familiar with right around this time that we've taken a good hard look at. But you can test whatever. But that would be the place I would start. Would probably be the crude or micro crude, CL or MCL. A lot of things will kind of slow down U.S. markets around 10 o'clock, and you're kind of in the last hour or two of the markets in Europe. This is basically our standard crude trade plan on the 8-tick range bar, 8-cent momentum bar if you're on TradeStation. 10-tick minimum. Targets 1 and 2. Fixed targets if you're running 2 positions. I would start with target 2 probably if you're going to run a single position. It's up to you which one you prefer. I'm not going to tell you to go one way or the other. I mean, crude did stop out for 1 tick on that trade. So that's the second trade of the 10 a.m. mini session. Looking for one more trade, and we're down 44 ticks. And there it is, long trade on crude. 62.66. Target 1 and money management at 76. 10 and 17, 27. It's not going to get us positive, but it could get us much closer to neutral. That would leave us down 19. I can do that possibly sometime next week, but right now I'm pretty well tied up. Also, if can you break loose right around what 8:30? So about 1:30 your time, 1:30 2 o'clock your time. 8:50 is when Mike does the trade room on cloud control, and I believe you're in the mastermind group, right? CEO Trader Mastermind. that would be another good one to take a look at. Yeah, so that would be a good one to take a look at. And of course, I'm here, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, 9:30 Eastern. They actually open the room now about 8 o'clock Eastern and do gold on cloud control, and then at 8:50 Eastern they'll do crude, micro crude actually. All right, in the long trade on crude, and in another short on the pound Aussie. That is a 8-pip momentum bar, 80 ticks. But yeah, that would be a good another possibility. Get an idea of what cloud control can do, and you do your testing for something like a 10 o'clock start if that works better than 9 o'clock. But the best performance out of crude, I would say, is going to be your 9 o'clock start, 8:50 or 9. And crude headed the wrong way again. Sorry about that. Is that getting better? Yeah, the 8:50 to 9 is actually probably a better start time than 10 because that's kind of the market open for crude here in the States. And another full stop, and that will end the session. 3 trades and out, 2 losses and a break even. Found Aussie short, pull back up to the 20 simple moving average, and now back down to the entry again. New short trade on crude, but that's outside of our trade plan for the mini sessions. Just three trades for the mini sessions. But yeah, I've been doing the 9 and 10 a.m. mini sessions for a good while now, and both usually are pretty good. And testing on both has been quite successful. So. Oh, Aussie's picking up. See if we can get some targets here. Root for it to go down because I'm in a swing trade short on the Spotlight FX alert service that Troy run, where the Backpack Trader is on Backpack Trader. In a short there. On the Pound Aussie daily chart. And that service has done very well over the years that it's been in place. Key there is consistency. Okay? If you do your testing, you basically need to trade it the same way you tested. And if you're testing on a certain session, then if you don't trade that session on a consistent basis, then you're not trading what you tested. because if you're just trading once in a while, you're not necessarily gonna pick up the things that you may pick up some of the losses that are covered by wins and times you're not trading. So that's and the other way around. You may end up winning better. Yeah, exactly. Once you build a trade plan, you need to take all the trades in that trade plan, not just one here and there. Because if you're only taking a trade here and there, you're not trading what you tested. So you can't expect it to give you the same results, or even similar results. All right, see if the pound Aussie will make this one. He's trying. Bounced off the 50 EMA for this. Now the moving averages are starting to spread apart again. This may turn out to be a pretty good trade. And of course, you don't have to start with the full crude contract. You can start with the micro contract, which is just a tenth the size of the full contract. $1 a tick rather than $10 a tick. And there's money management. I believe that was 809. Now 809.7 was money management. We just went through that. 808 was target. And we got down to 807.8. So a target won. And our stop comes down to 88.21. We're at 822 for the entry. So we get 14 more pips. Bring us to down 66. 4 pips still in the trailer at this point. Next gold target will be target 2. Ranjit, if you're interested in forex, there is a recording posted. Should be in CTM, in FX alert service, and I'm not sure where else, but the trade management system that Troy has been working, new trade manager he's been working with since the FX Synergy has been out of service now for a couple of months. So we definitely need a trade manager on MT4 for using on forex charts. Since we're running multiple positions and whatnot, that becomes very cumbersome on MT4. You got to enter each position separately, essentially. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I've been on them for 2 or 3 years now. But that's the nice part of this one is it's considerably less expensive. It's $99 one time lifetime ownership, just like basically like Troy strategies. Exactly. You know, things happen in business. And it may come back, but I think we may have found something that's better for our uses than that was. FX Synergy was a good product. But whatever caused caused the network issues it was having, do not know, and he's apparently Martin has kind of disappeared. Troy hasn't been able to get in touch with him. So time to move on at this point. But Dennis seems to be very responsive. Something just happened. Quick splat of bars on several of the all three of the indices. Push things down. We got a little, no, it's just kind of back and forth on pound Aussie right now. It looks like it may go head upward again. It's when you have technical issues like that with something like Trade Manager like that, it's hard because you don't know what answers to give until you actually get to a solution. And the fact that it's basically just not running. So there's no workaround, and he's trying to spend his time coming up with solutions. So it's one of those. Do you spend the time on the customer service answering all questions, or do you spend the time trying to fix the problem? And it's a difficult situation, no doubt. And pound Aussie did stop out, so that leaves us down 62. Picked up 4 more pips, but we're hit. A couple of target one wins, and we've taken 38 pips out of the original 100 pip loss. But I think with that, I'm going to call it a morning. Yeah, definitely, engage here, engage with Mike on the pod control trade room. Get into the office hours and ask Troy some questions. Don't feel like you just because you haven't been spending the time on it. Once you're ready to start, don't be shy about asking questions. That is how we learn. That's one of the reasons that I do the trade room is I'm giving back time that Troy spent with me when I was getting started. So that's kind of the way it works. Everybody have a good afternoon, good weekend, good trading tomorrow, good weekend, and we will see you back on Tuesday at 9:30. Looks like it's going to be regular sessions next week. I'll check one thing. Okay, yeah. Wednesday will be a normal day. So we will see everybody next week. Have a good one. I understand, Ranjit. I actually got involved with NetPicks around the time I retired. Been over 10 years ago now, and it's been the best thing that ever happened for me.